Okay, we're gonna start going over these. Let's just remind ourselves, what is the goal of solving an equation?
To get the answer.
Well, what is that answer? How do we know it's the answer?
It's equals to the little.
Yeah, the variable is our letter, right? So we're trying to find out what is the value of the letter to make this a true equation. That's our goal. Okay, now some of these I know you can look at them and know them automatically, but we're still going to go through the process so that you have a strategy, and then we just keep building on that strategy. So the first step is to draw a wall of equality, which I know you guys, some of you remember that from 7th grade. And then I'm going to cover up the variable, and I'm left with plus 13. So the way to find what this n is going to equal is to do the opposite of adding 13 to both sides. I have to balance it. So what's the opposite of adding 13? Subtracting 13, right? So I'm going to subtract 13 from both sides to balance it out. And then these are now gone because 13 minus 13 is 0. So it's gone. I don't even have to put a 0 there. All I'm left with is n equals, and what is 12 minus 13?
-1.
-1. And then how can I check my work? What can I do, Emma? Yeah, I'm going to put this -1 back in for n. Is -1 plus 13 12?
Yes.
Yep, so I know I have the right answer. Okay. Let's work on number 2 here. I'm going to cover up the x. And so I'm left with subtracting 5. What's the opposite of subtracting 5? Adding 5. Absolutely. So I'm going to add 5 to both sides. These are now gone. I'm left with x equals. And what is -19 plus 5? Nick?
-14.
-14. The nice thing about this paper is on the back, if you can't find what you solved, then you may have made a mistake, right? So here's -14, here's -1. So we have some answers that we know will work. Number 3, what's happening when you have a number smushed next to a letter? What operation is that, Emma? Multiplication, right? So we're still going to do the opposite of that. What is the opposite of multiplication? Dividing. So I show dividing by making it a fraction. So now those -17s are gone. And then I'm going to divide by -17 over here. So I'm left with x equals, and we have to keep track of our integer rules. What is 306 divided by -17? I'm not going to give it to you. You got to get your calculators out.
-18.
-18, thank you, Chloe. And I could check my work by doing -17 times -18. I should get positive 306. Let's look at number 8 down here. We're going to skip down to number 8. What's happening here with this b and this 15? What's happening there? Emma? Division, right? A fraction is just another way to show division. So I'm going to multiply times 15. Now that's gone. And then I have to multiply the left side by 15 also. So I'm going to get 60 equals b. I do not like that they use the variable b. It is what it is. If I put 60 up here, 60 divided by 15 does equal 4. So that's how I know it's accurate. And then the last one we'll do together is number 9, because this one kind of looks funny with the minus sign in front of the p. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my wall of equality. I'm still going to cover up the variable. Is this adding 15 or subtracting 15? It's adding. How do we know it's adding?
Because there's a negative, supposed to be a negative sign.
There's no negative sign, right? So if there's not a negative sign, then you just know this is a positive 15. So the opposite of adding 15 is subtracting 15. And we're left with negative 2 equals negative p. You cannot have a negative variable. It's not a thing in math. Kind of like you can't have negative exponents, right? So the secret way to get rid of that negative sign is to just divide both sides by negative 1. Now the negative is gone. Negative 2 divided by negative 1 gives me 2. And then this gives me a positive variable of p. That doesn't happen very often, but when it does, the secret trick is to just divide by negative 1, and then you have positive on the right. So you're going to do the rest of this page by yourself. If you get stuck, look back to the ones we've done together and see if you can find one similar. I would advise you to color and just grab one color from the box as you go. I don't have any pink colored pencils. Maybe just do light red to be for pink. Okay.
How do you get the non-negative?
So we divided by negative 1 here. And since I did it to both sides, it's the property of equality. I'm sorry?
Is that for any number?
Only when you have a negative in front of your variable. If your variable is just positive and doesn't have a negative, you don't have to do anything else with it. This is just to get rid of that negative sign.
Oh.
Great question. Okay, take your time. This is all we're doing for the rest of the class. You may listen to music if you so desire.